My name is Wyatt Nelson. I'm a science teacher. I've been teaching here for 6 months.
My name is Ann Garner.
My name is Chloe DeBacco, and I teach American Sign Language, and I've been here for 2.5 years.
My name is Max Hers. I'm the director of the Homework Cafe, and I've been at Fusion over 2.5 years now.
My name is Vincent Vidovich. I am a junior, and I've been here for about 2 years.
Hi, my name is Mike Friedman. I'm the assistant director on campus, and I've been with Fusion since July of 2013, so about 3.5 years.
My name is Melody Bennett.
My name is Keith Larson. I have been a member of this esteemed faculty here at Fusion for 4 years. And they hired me to teach English. So here I am.
Hey, my name's Craig. I've been here at Fusion Los Gatos for 5 years, since about the end of February 2012. That's when Fusion Los Gatos opened as a campus. We were not in this beautiful space yet, but actually 2 spaces ago. It was just 2 or 3 tiny offices, me, Ann Garner, who is also thankfully still here, and Danny, our old head of school.
I have been at Fusion since the doors opened. I've been here a little over 5 years. Craig and I were the first teachers at Fusion. So our first campus was in an office tower in the Prune Yard in Campbell. We were on the 7th floor, and we all rode the elevator up, and it was me and Craig and our head of school, Danny, and about 3 students. We were there for a while, and then we moved to our first Fusion Los Gatos campus over near Main Street Burger. And we were down the stairs where the ferns were, and it was a little bit bigger. We probably had about 5 classrooms, and our school started to grow. Maybe we had, 8 to 10 teachers, and Barb and Karen joined us, and we were there for a while, and we moved to our permanent home here a couple of years ago, and this will be our home moving forward.
I came to Fusion because my experience before Fusion was with at-risk youth and teens in a therapeutic wilderness program in Utah. And I heard about Fusion through a friend, and it seemed like an amazing and cool and unique school, and I wanted to get involved. And I saw that Fusion Los Gatos was hiring for the director of the Homework Cafe, so I applied, and I've been here ever since.
So I'm actually a former public school teacher by trade, and after several years in public schools teaching elementary school, I got really tired, and I was frustrated. Even though I had a fantastic school and amazing colleagues, I was having a hard time reaching and teaching every student in my class. And that became frustrating because I really had a big heart and passion for all kinds of learners. And after I realized I just needed a break from the traditional classroom, I found Fusion and became a part-time yoga teacher of all things. I worked here when this campus first opened and really experienced the magic of the one-to-one model and loved how I could create really meaningful relationships with students. And after teaching for a while, I left some of my other endeavors that I was doing outside of teaching and became the director of admissions and outreach. And I loved that because I was able to tell stories about the magic that was happening here and connect families to resources. And that was really a fantastic experience. And then, sure enough, after a few years of doing that, found myself in the head of school role, and it's been 1.5 years already. I've loved every minute of it, and I'm really glad I'm here.
So specifically at Fusion, actually, because my brother Jonah went here. My brother Jonah graduated from this exact Fusion Academy, and it's especially funny because he's now going to UCLA, which is where I graduated from, which means that we've essentially switched places. I call it the law of conservation of Nelson Brothers, where you can't actually, add or remove any. You can only, rearrange them between different systems. But it wasn't just because I knew of the place. The reason that was so significant was because I was able to see what a difference they made for him. He, for his own health reasons, really needed and really benefited from the one-on-one and it really made the difference. Like, he is at UCLA. He switched places with me. That would not have happened if it was not for Fusion. They really helped him out, and I got to like see firsthand like what the Fusion model was, and that it worked, and it really worked, and that with a one-on-one system, I sort of saw the chance to get to tailor everything to like each, you know, individual person, which always felt a lot more, you know, appealing than doing like a, you know, normal like full-scale classroom. Getting to really do one-on-one individual doing science, as opposed to just like, okay, I'm teaching this class. Like, instead of like I'm teaching chemistry, it's like, okay, I'm learning chemistry with this student, like, you know, taking physical science with Bodhi, as opposed to just teaching physical science to, you know, a room full of people, and getting to do stuff that's interesting for each person. And yeah, I really love it here. I'm really happy I started, and I'm going to stick around as long as I can.
I had dedicated my professional life to educational endeavors several years prior to identifying Fusion as a potential place to continue that. What I liked about Fusion is that it combines one-to-one teaching, which I had done some classroom work and a lot of tutoring prior to that, and I like the one-to-one format. But it also includes a mentoring component, which I also found quite enjoyable, and still do.
Favorite thing about Fusion, for sure, is getting to all the kids. Just, it has such a unique community. Everyone really cares about each other. All the teachers care about each student. And no one gets left behind. No one falls through the cracks, which makes it very unique, very different, and definitely revolutionary.
I think my favorite thing is probably, like I said, my favorite thing about being a teacher is the one-on-one. It's getting to do each science class with that particular student. So instead of, you know, having everything for like a room full of people, I get to do it based on like what I think is gonna, you know, what this person's gonna, you know, have the most fun with, and, you know, get the most, you know, engagement and enjoyment and impact out of, and just really getting to, you know, have it be, you know, very personal. Like, it's a, you know, it's a journey, it's an investigation, it's learning the scientific process and method and history, and training people to, you know, how is science done, how can we continue it into the future. And it's not that I couldn't do that in a normal setting, but I think it really just works a lot better with my own personal teaching style. Plus, you know, the department here is, you know, it's very great. The administration here is very great, very supportive, and, you know, there whenever we need them, and it's just, I really like it here.
I like not being behind in all my in schoolwork, because when I went to public school, I would be absent, and then I would just have a mountain of homework to do, and it would just snowball into more, and it would be hard to like, it would be hard to get back on track. And Fusion it's not like that. You got your own pace.
The people. I think the model we have is fantastic. I love our space. I love the resources we have. But at the end of the day, I love coming to work because I love the relationships that have been created in this space, both with staff, with students, with families, with professionals. It's really the most fun I've ever had.
You know, I have two favorite things. I love the people I work with. It's a great leadership team. It's a great teaching team. I've been in situations where I haven't loved going to work every day, and you get that knot feeling in your stomach on Sunday nights, and I never get that here. I love coming to work. I really enjoy what I'm doing, and I also feel like we do good work. And that's something that's always been really important to me. I feel like we're making a difference in kids' lives. and that students who might not be able to see success in other situations are able to see it here and know that they can learn and they can do things that they didn't imagine. And it just took a little bit more love and a little bit more compassion to get there, and a little bit of individualization. And I'm glad that we can provide that. I think it's something that's needed, that wasn't out there before Fusion. And I feel really lucky to help make that difference with students.
Where to begin? I love the one-on-one format, and because of that, that allows us to personalize the education that we give to all of our students. And at the same time, I get to know my students better than I would have in a traditional format. And I also love coming to work every day knowing that my students are going to teach me far more than I could ever impart upon them. It's a joy to be here. What else?
Physical campus of the school, we're right in downtown Los Gatos, which has awesome restaurants, coffee shops all around it. Yeah, hiking trails. Blocks away, we're right on the steps of the Santa Cruz Mountains. It's beautiful here. Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't love being in Los Gatos, right? Like, we're right downtown. There's so many great things to walk to. I love that when I'm checking with teachers, I can take them out to coffee just a few minute walk away. I think our campus is beautiful. Karen does such a good job of keeping it top notch. And the space is great. We have, a really lot of natural light, and we have a really nice layout where different departments can collaborate in between classes and check in with each other. And it's, in a town that has really welcomed us, that we've been able to really integrate well into. And we've been able to provide a lot of resources, I think, to the community, and the community has provided a lot of love to us. So it's just a great place to be.
I like how you can go out to eat and not be bored of the same food every single day. You don't have to. There's many options. I guess it's all walkable. Everything's in walking distance. It's accessible.
I love that when you walk into school here every day, you're not walking into a campus that you see, especially around here in the San Jose area. Some of them, they look like just cement fortresses. Here, it looks like you're walking into somebody's warm and welcoming home. And I think that is the environment that is not only created in the brick and mortar here, but it's also in the philosophy that's practiced by our admin team and by our teachers. We spend so much time here, we darn well better make it feel like a home. And not just for us, but for more importantly, for you guys.
Fusion's changed the idea that every student can learn, but it can be just really fun. I would say as I go through the campus that there's a lot of academics going on, but there's a lot of laughter coming from the classrooms. So everyone's learning, but in a really positive and fun environment.
This is actually a very easy one. A lot of people I've met, and even a lot of students I have, are people who are perfectly capable of and have demonstrated, an ability not just to, succeed, but to thrive, and for whatever reason have just not, haven't been able to do that in the standard educational system. So as great as the Fusion model is, it's unfortunately kind of untenable to do that on a large scale, but getting to sort of be there right at the intersection of, people who are, perfectly the motivation is there and the dedication is there, and even if it's hidden, even if they don't realize it yet, it is there, it's just waiting to be brought out, and getting to sort of address those issues that haven't really been properly addressed, and it works really well. I know it doesn't work for everyone, because nothing ever works for everyone, but I've seen firsthand, both in my brother and in my own students, the impact, and it's really great. It's exactly the kind of thing that I hoped for when becoming a teacher, was getting to have that sort of impact, and it's it's very clear and visible and apparent, and yeah.
You know, I've always worked in more traditional private schools, and Fusion has just really helped me see how individualizing education can really make a difference. That really helping the individual students connect their learning to their interests and their passions, being able to really pace it for a student so they're moving, you know, at a speed that they're comfortable with, where they can feel successful in, has really just showed me, you know, the more that we can continue to think outside the box for education, the greater service we're going to do for our students. In one word, Fusion is magical.
Personal.
Outstanding.
Epic.
Home.
Accepting.
Awesome. Fusion is awesome. That's all I gotta say.
How's it going? Pretty good. Cool. Do you like that move that I just pulled?
Epic.